HS2, it's the high-speed rail line that Buckinghamshire wants to see buried, quite literally. Now, for a number of weeks, the HS2 Select Committee has been hearing evidence from different organisations with an interest in this project. Today, it was the turn of the Woodland Trust. Now, the Trust Head of Campaigning is Nikki Williams. Nikki, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the programme. Now, you say that 63 woods are threatened by Phase 1 of High Speed 2, including, is it Decoy Pond Wood?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, near Calvert in Buckinghamshire.
Okay.
And that's one of 8 that will be completely destroyed by this proposal.
Completely destroyed?
Out of Buckinghamshire, yeah. And then a further 17 will be damaged through vibration, noise and pollution. That's just in Buckinghamshire alone.
Okay, this is a long-running saga. I think the problem is that HS2 will happen, whether we think it's a good idea or not. It will happen because somehow successive governments have thought they think it's a wonderful idea because we need to get to Birmingham 18 minutes quicker. Why do you feel that each of these woods that is being targeted or threatened by Phase 1 of the project provides something unique that should be saved?
Ancient woodland is something that sort of is a cornerstone of where people and what they love about woods and also wildlife comes together, and they're completely irreplaceable. So you can't create an ancient woodland. It's got to have been there for hundreds if not thousands of years, and all the plants and the bugs and the beasts that live in it are pretty much unique to that area. So it's a very special place for people and for wildlife. And we've had lots of communities all across the route, but lots of people in Buckinghamshire who have said, please help us. They're important places for us. They're important places for our wildlife. What can we do to stop this damage?
But this is about the northern powerhouse and the fact that we've got to get to Birmingham 18 minutes quicker from somewhere near Heathrow, Nikki.
It is, but Birmingham isn't the north, and we still haven't seen Phase 2, so where is the northern powerhouse? It's 2 years on of delay, and we still don't know what those plans are. But most importantly, what we've done today is go in front of the committee, because what we've said to the committee is, you have done a woeful job of the way that you have planned the first phase of this route. We cannot let the second phase be planned in the same terrible way, and you currently have the opportunity to force High Speed 2 Limited to think again about those plans and do them better and really do exemplar infrastructure. Woodland Trust isn't saying we don't need infrastructure. They're saying we need really good infrastructure that people look jealously at us and say, wow, we wish we could look after our environment and move people around the country so effectively.
Okay. Does that mean more tunnels? Because, Nikki, a previous Transport Secretary has vanished into the ether now, Justine Greening. When the issue of ancient woodlands first surfaced, she came up with this barking mad idea of moving the whole ancient woodland somewhere. I don't know how.
Well, it is sometimes painted as a bit of a fantasy that there's a magic truck and a magic digger, and the magic digger picks up the wood all untouched, pops it in the magic truck, and they drive it somewhere safe. What actually happens is through an engineering process, they basically flatten the wood, they scrape up the soil, they take it to another place, and they hope something survives through that process. And normally all that survives is the bulbs, and so you'll get some pretty flowers. But there's no evidence to show that works. So yes, it does mean clever engineering, but they're going to spend a fortune on this completely unproven experiment around mitigating through translocation. So think cleverly, think effectively. Let's make sure that if you can tunnel under things, it's much more effective.
Now, I know one of your colleagues was in front of the committee today. I mean, you were able to watch it.
Yeah.
What sort of response did they get?
It was really interesting to watch. The committee clearly grasped our concerns, which we were really pleased about. They questioned High Speed 2 Limited about their lack of figures in relation to compensatory planting, if they are going to destroy these woods. They highlighted that there are no net biodiversity loss, as they call it. So, they won't be causing any real damage because they can put it right through other measures, that their calculations were flawed. And they asked some great pointed questions that really did give the Trust some confidence that they were clearly not satisfied by the approach that High Speed 2 Limited have taken.
Well, the project has been called a boy's toy by Cheryl Gillan, one of the local MPs, and I've just punched up the 63 ancient woodlands threatened by HS2 Phase 1. I mean, basically, wherever HS2 is planned, there is something ancient and woodlandy there to be saved.
Yeah, and we go back to that original argument, which is, let's do it well, let's do it properly. Government policy clearly states that ancient woodland is incredibly valuable and that we should avoid its loss at all costs. So they need to make that effort. If you're going to say it, you've got to stand by it.
is the only solution here, because it will happen, but it's the only solution to have a tunnel basically from Heathrow, where HS2 will start, all the way up to Birmingham. And then what they do after that for the Northern Powerhouse is their problem.
Well, all we're asking for is that the ancient woods aren't lost. And there's also all of the concerns, various concerns for different reasons within all those communities. If it means tunnelling or if it means slightly moving the route, then that's what needs to happen. It wasn't brilliantly consulted on in the first place. The same line on the map remains from the first day when they put the consultation out. And that's part of the problem. It was, pretty much this is where we're going. And we've not really made a huge change, because though we've been talking with High Speed 2 and asking for lots of things like how they're going to do certain work, how they're going to do mitigation, what kind of planting ratios, we've just had no or complicated answers that don't really add up in the end. And that's what the problem is. You've got a very flawed approach to building something that's incredibly destructive if you don't take it seriously, consult properly and consider the implications and try and work that out. So people, of course, are naturally annoyed, frustrated by the damage it's going to do. And for us, ancient woodland, only 2% of our land has got ancient woodland on it, incredibly rare. We're very busy telling other countries how not to destroy their rainforests, and yet one of our rarest woodland habitats, we're driving a train through the middle.